What's going on? My name is Antoine Tillman. I'm your host. And in the kitchen, preparing a delicious meal, is my co-host and personal chef, Chef Keyshawn Winston. You're watching. Let's do it.
Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard the story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch.
Today, we have a special guest, life coach, Nicole. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. I'm glad you can join us today.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Are you really?
I am.
Okay. I just got to check. Chef Keyshawn, what's going
what's
on,
going on? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah.
How y'all doing at home? How y'all doing?
What you in there preparing?
Oh, so we got what we got going on today? We got a seared Alaskan salmon, and I'm also doing a harvest mac and cheese with a Parmesan crusted breadcrumb topping with a side of sauteed kale.
Sounds delicious.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Miss Nicole,
Yes, sir.
it's been a long time.
It has.
Yeah.
It has.
Let me just go ahead and bring everybody up to speed. Miss Nicole, longtime friend. We actually grew up together. Went to the same elementary/grade school together. Keyshawn, Miss Nicole, and myself. All right, let me give y'all the full backstory. Back in elementary school,
Uh-oh.
I was the superstar basketball player.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the superstar basketball player back in elementary school, and still is to this day, actually, if you ask me. But Miss Nicole, she was like the it girl.
What?
You know, she was like light skinned,
I was
pretty eyes, and
I'm still
everything
stuck
like
on him
that.
saying he's still a basketball star.
What?
And Keyshawn, he was the tumbler. He
Yeah,
was the
tumbler.
Backflip.
he was tumbling.
Backflip.
Yeah,
Hey, Keyshawn, do a backflip.
Yeah,
Boom,
you
there
know what
goes
I'm
the
saying?
backflip.
He used to come out doing halftime and timeouts and do what? Cartwheels,
called you a
backflips.
mascot.
Yeah, he just said, man, I never played sport. Never played a sport. I'm gonna take it. He the host. I'm gonna take that. You know, the host always make themselves look
From mascot to chef.
I know, mascot to chef.
The mascot, the chef.
Wow.
That's a cover.
Oh my goodness. Hey, but that's how far we go back. We go back to elementary/grade school.
Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard the story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. I wanna hear all about it. Yeah. Well, let's do
Fast
lunch.
forward.
Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do
Now
lunch.
we have her in our presence. And you're a life coach.
I am.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, like since we haven't been in touch in a while. When did you end up going to school?
I started school at Florida A&M University.
Oh, yeah, FAMU.
FAMU. I was a rattler. I did 2 years there. Wasn't for me. So I came back home, got into working in the workforce.
But hold on, let's back.
Okay.
You went to FAMU.
Uh-huh.
What you majored?
Business at the time.
Business.
Business.
That's what's
Majored
up.
in business at the time.
And during that time, what was you actually thinking about pursuing? What was you?
To be quite honest with you, I had no idea.
Okay.
That just...
You was just there just to be there.
No, I was there. I was
Okay.
there to get an education, and I thought I wanted to do business because I just wanted to make a lot of money. And I thought that was going to make my parents proud of me.
Okay.
So I said, let me be the obedient daughter that I am
Okay.
and go to school.
Right.
Went there for a couple of years. It wasn't for me.
Okay.
Being so far away from home, and I went by myself. I didn't go with any friends. I just went cold turkey straight to Florida. I said, I'm getting away from my strict parents.
Right.
Coming in the house, when the street lights come on, let me just get away.
Okay.
So I left home. I said goodbye, all of this strict parenting stuff.
I should have did the same.
And I know I would not recommend. That is not the move to make. So you think, because when I went away, I was 17. I was still 17.
Okay.
So you think you're going to be this grown adult, but actually, I wasn't ready.
Okay, so
I wasn't ready.
You did 2 years.
I did 2 years.
I did 2 years at Bowie State.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just stopped going.
Okay.
Because I started making money. But that's a whole nother story.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come home, start making money because I thought I was grown. I said, I'll just come home and I'll work and I'll go to school. So that's exactly what I did. Came home, started taking some internet classes, worked, went to school, got a degree in information technology, IT.
IT.
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a funny story behind that.
And yeah, she was actually telling me that she got a degree in information technology, and I was like, "The fuck is that?" And she was like, "IT," and I was like,
You ain't tell the whole story.
"Okay, what's
You
the whole
said,
story?"
I don't know what that is. It sounds fake. Some fake degree you talking about. And I said, well, that's IT. Then you said, oh, computers and stuff. I said, yes. So that's the backstory.
Okay. I had a blind moment. But it's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's all fun and games on here, by the way. All fun and games. Unscripted, nothing serious.
So I said, okay. And at the time, and it still is now, IT was the big thing.
Right.
People are making a lot of money going to IT. I said, I'm good with computers, let me try it. So I went and I got my degree in IT. And I started working somewhat in IT. Then after that, I went and got my MBA while I was working in the federal government.
Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Heard the story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I had never heard of the term life coach before.
Okay. And if you can, tell everybody what a life coach is.
Okay. A life coach is an expert of basically if you want to make a change in your life, whether it's career, personal, business, and you don't know how to go about doing that, pursuing that. You would come to a life coach. Some people come to a life coach, and what I would do, I would help you create your vision, whatever your vision is, whatever you're trying to make a change or whatever you're trying to become. Create the vision, then we would set up goals that links to your vision or your dream or your purpose or your passion. Then I would help you create a goal attainment action plan.
So pretty much those that are actually struggling with the creative part of becoming either entrepreneur or whatever they want to be. So,
well, not even the creative part, just the steps. Like some people know what they want,
right,
but they just don't know how to get there, get to what they want. So that's where you would enlist my help. You would say, okay, this is what I want. Or a lot of people come and don't know what they want. They don't know what their passion is or what their purpose is.
Right. That's interesting because in most cases, whenever someone picks a certain path that they want to actually pursue, it's certain things in their life that actually, triggers like, hey, let me do this because I'm good at it. Or they have a talent, I'm good at it. Like or it was an experience or a moment in their life was like, you know what? I think I'm going to pursue this.
Okay.
Was there any moments or any experiences in your life?
Yes. So, for me personally, I have always been the person that people come to for advice.
Okay.
So, Nicole, how would I go about doing this? Or just the sounding board for people. I have also worked at Rape Crisis Center. I love to help people.
You say rape crisis center.
Yes, I've been an advocate at a rape crisis center. I would be a hospital advocate where I would go to the hospital with survivors who have just been raped. And I would sit with that survivor and I would be the advocate to them because as we all probably experience, you know, police officers and even hospital officials, they can be very, very insensitive when it comes to someone that has just faced a traumatic experience as far as rape.
Wow.
So I would sit with them while they do the rape kit, and I would just make sure everything goes smooth.
Right.
And when they're not able to speak up, I would speak on their behalf.
Okay. What made you actually pick to do that? Like,
I'm a rape survivor.
really?
I am a rape survivor. Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I've never known that. Never known that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was raped when I was in middle school, or we used to call it junior high school. Some
Right.
people call it middle school. But yep, it happened right at my junior high school.
It happened at the school.
Right at the school. Not during school hours. It was on a Sunday that it did happen.
Wow. Wow. And to be perfectly honest, like, that scares me because I have daughters. I have sisters. I have a wife. I mean, just like everybody else around here who has kids. I mean, that's something that just scares me to the point where, God forbid it happens, but if it did, like to my daughter, sister, or anybody, like, how would you actually walk them through that process to actually, like, comfort them? Because it's a common thing. Sadly, it's a common thing.
It is.
But
It
at the
is.
same time, they don't know who to really turn. Some don't know who to turn to. Some report it right then and there. But a lot of people, from what I'm told, do not actually speak on it or report it.
Right, that's very true.
And how would you actually deal with that or actually comfort them?
Well, the one thing that I would say to you as a parent, and the one thing that my parents did not do, because talking about things that is in the realm of sex, anything about sex or rape or any molestation or any of that is very taboo.
Yeah,
When I was growing up.
My parents didn't talk to me about sex at all.
Exactly. And mine didn't either.
Yeah.
So, you know, I went out into the world very unaware of the things that could happen to me as a young girl.
Right.
Or even as a woman. So, of course, when you're young, especially in your teenage years, you feel invincible.
Right.
Nothing can happen to me. And I felt that way. However, I think if I was talked to about the things that could happen being a young woman growing up in the inner city, I think I would have been more vigilant and aware of the type of things that could possibly happen. Not, you know, I wouldn't say scare your children, but just make them aware of the possibilities that could happen if you're out alone. Because I was alone when it happened to me at the age of 13.
Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch.
What are some of the services that you actually offer?
My life coaching services offer divorce coaching,
Okay.
IVF, infertility coaching,
Okay.
accountability coaching.
Accountability. Accountability. Okay. Accountability. Big word.
Accountability.
Let's explain on that.
6 syllables.
Six
Because
syllables in
a
accountability.
lot of people do not really understand accountability.
That's very, very true.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so accountability is a mindset and not a skill set. Accountability means fully owning the things that you do.
Okay.
Accountability is taking full responsibility for your actions, the way that you communicate, the way that you react to certain situations, your relationships. And it's not just admitting that you made a mistake. That's what most people think accountability is. But it's a lot more than that. It's owning it.
Now,
Okay.
as far as divorce, how would you approach divorce?
It depends on what the person is looking for
Go to the court and get it done.
after
No,
after a divorce.
that's how I'm approaching it. There's no rhyme or reason. It's over.
And some
I
people,
mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how I think about it too.
Yeah.
If I was to actually travel that road, I'm like, hey, fuck it, let's do it.
Right,
Divorce.
what we doing?
Bottom line.
I don't like you don't like me.
well, that's as far as the process goes. But a lot of people, they have been so wrapped up in being married and their family that they lose a sense of self.
So do you actually tell them both that you're held accountable for this particular action, or how do that's the reason why I'm asking you, how would you approach it? Like, would the young lady come to you or the gentleman come to you?
Either.
Or both of them can come to you?
Well, if they're getting a divorce, they can both come to me. I don't know how far we would get because they are probably viewing things in a very different way.
Right.
Hence the divorce.
Okay.
So, I would not turn away if a couple is getting divorced and want to come to me.
Cause I don't know, I'm getting the side of you like you be like, hey, Slim, it's your fault.
You get that side from me? Really? No,
I'm joking.
no way.
You sure?
Because it's two sides to a story, and both
It is
we
two
all
sides to
have
the story.
faults.
Cause I'm gonna be honest, I'm still on my own. My wife and I are happily married, and we're not planning on getting a divorce. I don't think.
Surprise! Here these papers.
But at the same time, she has issues with me. I have issues with her. But at the same time, like you said, it's two sides to a story. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
that's right.
I'm actually speaking on the fact that my wife and I actually sit down all the time and actually hash out our problems, disagreements,
That's good.
debates, and everything.
That's great.
You know, we even had a recent, conversation about, us not connecting. Seems like we're growing apart. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I asked you about divorce. Because if a young lady was to come to you and actually ask, okay, was this my fault? And tell you her rundown, it's normally a rendition of her perspective
Right.
of what went down. But
Okay.
you don't know the gentleman's perspective.
And it's not my job to know.
Okay, so with her telling you her perspective, how would you actually handle that?
It depends on what she's looking for.
Okay.
If a woman comes to me and say, look, I'm getting a divorce, my husband did this, and this, I'm not about to rehash your, problems in your marriage. I'm not a counselor.
Okay.
I'm a life coach.
So there's a difference. She's not a counselor, she's a life coach.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't rehash the past. That's not what life coaches do. We're not therapists.
Right.
We're not counselors.
I'm glad you're speaking on
We're
that.
not psychotherapists, any of that nature. We don't go dig into your past and your traumas.
Okay.
You need a counselor for that.
Gotcha.
And if a woman was coming to me and she wanted to rehash that stuff, I would tell her, I will not stop working with you. I'm going to still help you as a life coach,
Right.
but I suggest that you get a counselor because a counselor would better be able to help you with those issues.
I get it.
I am here to talk about the present
Mhm.
and where you want to see your future. That's
I
my
get it.
job.
Okay. And also, infertility.
Okay.
How would you approach that?
As far as infertility, I went through I should say, my ex-husband and I went through infertility issues. I had to take all of the shots. The whole process is a very, very extremely demanding process, and you could feel very alone in that process.
No, I understand the process because they told me I had one sperm.
It's okay.
Hey, man.
We gonna drink to the one.
I love this show, man.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Hey,
drink
I
to
heard
the
something.
one
Is that
little
joint
Please
still
drink
recording?
to it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was able to create two.
Yeah, they told me I had one sperm, and I actually had to take medicine, and I think they said it was probably due to the drinking. Mine was probably due to the drinking in my life over the years,
Okay.
and I'm just being perfectly honest. So, I guess that one sperm worked, because we got 2 girls out of it.
That's okay. That was a
Yeah.
strong one.
Yeah.
Strong one.
Yeah.
Sperm.
It must have
Okay.
been one to play basketball.
I want to be a baller.
But no, all jokes aside,
Uh-huh.
I understand what you're saying as far as that because,
Uh-huh.
yes, at first I did honestly feel some type of way. It was nothing wrong with my wife.
Right.
It was pretty much everything on me. They said my men was not marching.
And that's just the exact same thing.
Yeah.
My ex-husband was
They
going
said
through.
my men was not marching.
Yours is an ROTC. They ain't reached the army. That's right. That was a good one. That was good.
Oh yeah. Well, okay.
said it wasn't marching.
I'm going to get back to you in a second. I'm going to get back to you. But no. So that was something I had to actually deal with.
Okay, so he was not like you. There was no pill that he could take to increase his numbers. He couldn't do anything. So because of that, everything was focused on me. So, I had to increase my number of eggs
Right.
in order to accommodate an IVF cycle.
Right.
IVF is in vitro fertilization. And if you've been through in vitro fertilization, it's a series of shots, hormones, everything they can do to your body to increase the amount of eggs that you have. So that process is very strenuous. And then our first cycle didn't work.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
we're trying to have a baby, and you get married and you're trying to have a baby, and you think, okay, all we have to do is have sex, right? No, it's not that easy.
Right.
So just the whole process of the hormone shots and for the first cycle not to work, it's a very strenuous, and it could be very lonely and depressing for
I
both
understand.
men and women.
Yeah, that's true.
So I usually, because I've experienced this and I know what it is, I usually find that with my own experiences, I'm able to help that person who is going through a similar experience.
Right. Exactly.
Let them know that it's like however things may go, maybe they don't have babies.
Right.
We were lucky enough we had twins.
Right.
Maybe they don't have babies. There's still hope and lights at the end of the tunnel.
Chef Keyshawn,
Yes, sir.
is there anything else you want to actually, shed any light on or talk about? You've been busy in there cooking up
Man.
and everything.
Now,
Is it
stuff
almost
crackling.
done?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm getting it done, man. Can't rush the process.
Can't rush.
Cheers, fans.
So let me ask you, what's your website address?
My website is www.talk with the C,
There we go with
TALC,
talk, champ.
with Nicole, NICOLE.com.
Gotcha.
My number, if people want to reach me,
Right.
is 202-798-1411.
Okay. And the last thing I'm gonna ask you, is there any message that you would like to let the viewers know?
Sure. The message that I would like viewers to know is that a lot of people have misconceptions about life coaching. I know if they watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, they say, oh, okay, life coaching, it's so expensive, it's just for the stars, I won't be able to afford it, or it's just not for me. Or some people may think, like we talked about, that a life coach is a counselor or a therapist or things of that nature. No, that's not what we do. What a life coach does is they take your current situation, and let's say you're stuck. You don't know how to move forward. You want to be an entrepreneur, but you don't know how to make that first step. That's when a life coach comes in to help you realize that vision, then create goals that lead back to that vision, then create action plans. Now, one thing that's different about a life coach than a consultant, usually with a consultant, they will wrap up a pretty package and give it to you, then they out. Here's what you need, I'm out. Well, what's different with the life coach is that they stick with you throughout the process. So when you have an action plan, when you sit down, you work with your life coach with that action plan, they are going to stick with you every step of the way from start to finish. And that's what makes life coaching so unique.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I thank you for coming through.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
One last time. Go ahead and give them your number and website address again.
Okay. The website address is www.talkwithnicole with the C, TALC with Nicole.com. A good number for me is 202-798-1411.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard the story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lights, camera, action. I wanna hear about your passion. I wanna know what drives you. I wanna hear about the traction you've been gaining, all the lives you've been changing with every move. Wanna hear where you come from. I wanna hear where you headed to. Oh, you a boss, huh? Well, tell me what it costs, huh? Tell me about all the rewards. Tell me about what you lost, huh? Tell me how you got it all back when life tried to knock you off track. Tell me how you had to step up. Tell me how you had to fall back when everybody got ghosts. How'd you switch your approach when everybody else jumped ship? How'd you keep things afloat? I wanna hear how you been making it work. How you out here breaking the curse? How you out here making it last? Where to find you if you wanted to search? Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard the story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Now around here we don't talk business, we just talk business. Got Chef Keyshawn in the kitchen, whipping up something scrumptious. Course Tillman came with the vision. Sent War Child on a mission. Add it up and watch it multiply. Subtract any and all division. Unless I'm breaking down the bag. You know how I get when you making a check. Everybody screaming friends now. Nobody was here when we was breaking a sweat. Sorry I had to get that off my chest. Honestly, I wish my haters the best. Now let's get back to this platform. Tell the people how they can invest. Is it money or time you left for the grind that wake you up thinking hustle? Or the thought of how you had to struggle that make you do it off the muscle? Either way, just get it done, cause we don't want to hear no excuses. Don't get up, we about to eat good. I had a chef bring lunch to you. Out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Put you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard the story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch.